Welcome to Team Jesse. Today I'm gonna draw one of the Erinyes for a D&D campaign that was supposed to be happening tonight, but isn't. Sweet. Let's get started. Alright, so that is ridiculously loud. Is it loud for anybody else? I'm going to turn that down. Good God. That's better. Jesus. Alright, so I already kind of blocked out a little bit of it. Excuse me. She's going to be sitting in a throne. A throne of fire. I'll show you a background that I did earlier. Off camera. Oh, I think it was in maps. All the way to the end. Boom. A little off center, but that's okay. They don't need to be on center. Yeah, she's going to be sitting in this throne of fire. So, I got to make her look like she's sitting on the throne. And that is just the rough. And I'm actually going to refine the rough. We're gonna give this one color, shading, and ink. I don't think I'm gonna add any effects to it, so let's just go with that. Alright, so let's refine this thing. I like to do my refining in blue. Do a sort of a duller blue. It doesn't like pop our eyeballs. Okay. Sorry, I'm jiggling everything around. I think this is my second art stream. I don't do it a lot, but I feel like I should maybe start doing it a little bit more. So, going to work on that. Let's send my alert real quick. Sorry. I was supposed to send it earlier. I don't think it did send. Bit late. Alright. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so I have her leaning up here on her arm. Now this is like the one thing in all of the drawing that I am 100% certain on, and that's this arm. Alright, there we got one knuckle. Right. Everything else, I just kind of threw it in there and was like, yeah, that's, I guess, it. That's the this weird position that I've created here. It's a struggle. Trying to figure out exactly how you want this, and she's gonna have her chin sort of tucked here, like that. I know y'all don't want me to hear me talking about it, but I didn't really prepare anything beforehand to talk about. Oh, hello, House Ape. Welcome. So, just like before, I don't really have much to say, but if you have any questions about the art, or art in particular, or me, more than happy to answer some questions. That is wrong. So more like, that's about right. You were kind of a sharp nose. We'll go opposite. I'm thinking towards the cheek mush. How did you learn to do all this? Well, I have a lot of influencers that I follow on YouTube. That and my family is all artistic. So some of it's genes probably. But no, I learned a lot from YouTube artists and what have you. I've had some books that I've learned from as well, but I feel like my book learning skills is absolutely horrible. So I can't say I got a lot from books. I learn a lot from doing as well. So a lot of the things that are screwed up, that's just me having figured out a way on my own. These boobs are weird. I'll have to come back to them later. There's the, I'll make sure, because she's got her body twisted. I think this is going to come down the middle like that. Yeah, it's a weird position. Did you take any art classes? I had one art class in high school, and it taught me that I didn't understand what they were asking me. That's literally all it taught me. Like, there's no... I didn't get anything out of it. I mean, I guess I learned that I was good at gesture drawing. But otherwise, art class didn't teach me anything. They tried to teach me how to contour, and my idea of contour was completely wrong, apparently, according to the art teacher. And that's the one thing that I took away from that class is that my understanding of the word contour was not their understanding of the word contour. So I grew a lovely anxiety from that. Am I just natural? Well, yeah, it's not really a natural thing. I've had to learn it over time. I don't even remember if I started with stick figures or not, but I think I just tried to draw lumps. And as you're drawing over time, you realize that lumps are wrong. Don't draw lumps. Draw shapes. You try to draw lumps, they'll almost always be wrong. In my experience. Again, so many people have told me this is the way that you do it. And I never was able to do it their way. So, do it your own way. If you're good with lumps, do lumps. It looks good to you, then do the damn lumps. Screw them. Screw me. I mean, come on. Who am I? Have you ever done a self-portrait? Probably a few. Like realistic self-portrait? No. I refuse to draw in realism. There are some things that I can make sort of hyper-realistic. But, yeah, definitely not realistic artist. This neck is like way up. The neck is over here. I'm going to have to move this head somehow. I have no idea how I'm going to move this head. I'm going to have to erase it. Are you on other websites? I'm on YouTube. Mostly, I had one video that I tried to record. About one of the drawings that I was doing. It was goofy. But, I gave up on trying to do it that way. So I'm pretty much reserved my YouTube channel for the VODs of Twitch. So, Team Jesse Art and Comics, that's the YouTube channel that holds all my art stuff. I also have the voiceover channel, which is Two Brothers Voice Acting, and then we have the Encounter Table where we play D&D, where I showcase my art and voiceover and writing, because you have to write to be a dungeon master. So the Encounter Table, also where you can find me on YouTube. Do I have other interests? Yes, D&D, voiceover. I do voiceover with my brother. Hence the name Two Brothers Voice Acting. You can also find Team Jesse Art and Comics on Facebook and Instagram. I also showcase some arts and stuff on TikTok under The Hunter Byers. And that's me. I am The Hunter Byers. Somebody else tried to say that they were Hunter Byers. But they were wrong, because that's me. You can also find me on Patreon, which should be on my bio, on my About Me page here on Twitch, which you should be able to find just about all the links to me on there. Yeah, Patreon covered Patreon. Alright, this is looking a little better. Yeah, liking this. Ah, that's much better. Sorry, I went silent for a second. I was in the zone on that one. Ooh, his face is looking good. Reminder, the side is here. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking good. Does this take time away from your family? I mean, no, I do it when they're all asleep. So I guess, yeah, technically, yes. It's the time that I spend with my wife away from our kids. How do you find the time? I do it at every chance that I get. My family understands because I'm trying to get away from my pain in the ass of a job where I work in IT. And it's horrible, and I hate it. And with this pose, this looks weird now. The hips are here now. Hips sort of rounded out. Sorry, I just noticed that the hips are weird. Sort of. Yeah, that's a little better. This is your escape. Well, it's my passion, is what it is. And I guess passion can be considered escapism. Real life fucking sucks. So that leg. I'm not a fan of rotating my canvas, so you're gonna see me twist in weird ways to try and get an angle. Okay, let's fix this. So then, excuse me. That leg's gonna come out over here. And that should taper more. Looks a little better. Escape. It's funny, it sounds almost just like escape. Alright, that leg probably extends a little bit longer. Yeah, it's actually going to extend a little bit more than when I have it. Great, yay! That means I'm going to have to redraw that, or shrink it down, rather. Yeah, because this perspective... perspective is a bitch. But yeah, this is going to be good. I think this is going to turn out really good. Who taught you proportions? Yeah, I'm sure I was taught at some point. But you know, eventually I was just like, this feels right. And so I just did what I wanted until it looked right. If that is wrong, then it's wrong. Otherwise, I mean, judge for yourself. I just use what I got. My experiences, I should say. I use my experiences. Does it look right? I don't know. Try it. Does that look right? I don't know. Try that. How's that? Good. Cool. And that's how it works. That's how it works for me. And it's, I don't know, people like me. You taught me proportions? I mean, I don't remember that. Hello, Celestial Gremlin. Welcome. Anyone in the chat, do let me know if the music ever gets, like, too ridiculously loud. Because to me, it's like, it's pretty loud in my head, on my headphones. In the beginning, what, you taught me proportions? Or the music was loud in the beginning? Because the music was loud in the beginning, that's for sure. I did have to turn it down. That foot is definitely got to be fixed. Otherwise, that's looking pretty fucking great. That's good. That's good. I like it. This pose looks great. And I'm going to fuck it all up as soon as I get to the inking. Oh, yes, on proportions. I don't really remember you teaching me about the proportions so much. Hands and fingers, the hardest to learn. Yeah. I do also have a Skillshare on, which is a site for, like, teaching stuff. I've mostly found it for, like, arts and crafts, but, like, they do languages and stuff like that on Skillshare as well, I think. They do all sorts of stuff on Skillshare. But Skillshare.com, look for Team Jesse Art and Comics, I believe, is what I'm under. And I teach you how to draw hands. Techniques in drawing hands. I don't know if you can't really see this, but look at that hand. Look at that beautiful hand. Yeah. It could look better, but, you know, I'm not taking my time with it or anything. Eventually I'm going to do feet. Ignore this one. This one looks absolutely terrible, but this one looks better. I haven't drawn any toes or anything yet, but I draw feet pretty good. Pretty well. I draw feet well? Good? Now you got me. Now you got me confused. I do good drawings of feet and hands. Because I took a lot of fucking time practicing them. Alright. I don't like the bone there. I like it on the other side. Well, it's well. it looks a bit bigger than the folded hand. Than this hand? Well, that's on purpose. As you see, this hand is coming towards you, and this hand is further away. The elbow is probably a little closer to where this wrist is here, so it should probably be about as big as the wrist. But the rest of the hand should be going, or the rest of the arm should actually be tapering away from the viewer. How long is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do you think that is? Millimeters? Centimeters? Something like that. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So maybe about the same width now. We'll see. I have this little viewing window over here, which I can expand a little bit. I think it looks okay. That foot needs to be much bigger. I'm gonna have to shrink this down because that foot is smaller than the hand, and that's weird. This is why I don't do realism, because that shit bothers me. Look. You see what you did to me, House Ape? Now you got me all messed up. That's better. How did you mess me up? You got me looking at this hand, and now I'm hyper focused on a hand. I got the ADD. You can't do that to me. What was it doing? Yeah, let me. Okay. No, because I got to make that foot bigger, which means I'm going to give it some space. There. All right. All right, let's fix the foot. Okay, how do I want to fix this foot? This is why we do the refined rough. So we want horizontal plane. And the back of the foot has this little lump. And it creates this little lump. And it comes down like that. And your foot is... Your foot isn't measured like your hand is. Because, like, your hand is about, what, 2/3 of your forearm. It's about the same size as your face. Your foot, that's just, like, I've seen some really tiny people with giant feet. I've seen some really big people with tiny feet. So, I'm not exactly sure how the foot is measured. I've not come across any sort of videos or training of any kind that tells us how big the foot should be. But yeah. So this is my weird way of drawing the foot. Now I know, like, none of the books I've ever read have this weird way that I draw feet. I didn't leave enough room for a damn pinky toe. But her toes are way too big. I'll definitely draw the big toe first. And then I put a smaller toe next to it, and a smaller toe next to that, and then a smaller toe next to that, and a smaller toe next to that. And then I create an arc between each one. There. Now, you got big old long monkey toes. But then you have to think about how it's all sitting, and then, like, you measure it, and measuring it against, like, the leg, your foot definitely doesn't want to be the same length as your shin. That's for sure. I don't think I've ever seen anybody whose foot is the same length as their shin. I'm measuring my foot underneath the table right now against my own shin. The foot is the same size as the forearm? Okay, hold on. Oh my god. I mean, it's pretty close. Are you counting the forearm, like, and the elbow? Or are you talking about the forearm, like, starting at the crook? Are you talking about, like, the end of the elbow or the crook of the elbow? Where does your forearm begin to you? This is... It's roughly to the crook, at least for this foot. This foot might need to be a little bigger, but again, it's a little further away. Oh, and I've scratched my foot. I think this looks okay, though. Starting at the crook on the inside, okay. Because on the outside, it's a little bit longer, because you got the full bone that goes down, but, like, at the crook of your elbow, I don't even know if you can see this in the camera. The crook of your elbow starts, you know, a few inches or an inch and a half above your elbow. So I don't know what this song is, but it is ramping up to be something cool. Yeah. Can I like this? I can. Oh, it's called Kill Switch. Monster Cat Uncaged. Oh, Monster Cat. Volume 10. This is cool. It's like the kind of stuff that you get on, like, Beat Saber. There, just make this toe a little bit bigger, and that should help. That extra toe at the end. What have you done to me? I got some big old man feet. What have I done with this foot? I now hate this foot. Bad foot. Alright, this foot needs to... I'm going to have to do my weird-ass method now. Come on, little. Oh yeah, there he goes. It said the name of the song. I'm doing details in a. So the last stream that I did of drawing, I had to keep mentioning to myself, this is a rough draft. You don't need to perfect it. And I have to practice saying that to myself over and over and over again because I will constantly try to perfect my rough draft, which is why one of the tips that I had been given by my YouTube regular videos, regular channels that I follow, which Drawfee, you'll find them under Drawfee Show on Twitch and on YouTube. Fantastic. Jacob Andrews, he actually says that using a fatter brush in your rough will help you to stop detailing. Sorry. Woof. It'll help you to stop focusing on the details of your rough drafts so that it goes a little bit more smoother, and you can put your details into the final. All right, so this is coming off the breastplate, and it's gonna hang down a bit. Come off of this breastplate here, and that's also going to hang down a bit. All right, and this should go into this arm. Actually helps to keep me in line here. This should be hanging a little bit further this way. Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm not too great at the female anatomy. And my biggest problem is because I am terrible with ribs. Okay, I'm seeing it. Here we got the under rib. This needs to curve in. That's looking better. Okay. Yep. Excuse me. Okay. A little better. Still weird. But a little better. Practice makes perfect. No. Practice makes permanent. Because it can't be perfect. And I find that anytime anyone has ever told me to be perfect has created more anxiety than helped. Because you're trying to achieve something that doesn't exist. Because you think the smartest people in the astrophysics world and engineering go to NASA, right? And they've had years of practice, and still We've had robotics fail. We've had shuttles explode out of the sky. And you imagine what those engineers are feeling when they look back and said, I've had so much practice, I should be perfect. And now I've gone and blown up like 5 people. So we try to avoid saying perfect. I know it's just a saying, and most sayings are terrible. I'm not calling you out in any way. It's just good to know, especially for anybody who's watching is trying to learn anything. You're not going to be perfect. It's not going to happen. There's a video on Skillshare that someone did that mentions that even professional comic book artists, I've seen them, can't draw hands. Why am I erasing this? Put it back. Put it back. This is a rough. Leave it rough. What do I think this is? Definitely anyway. Alright, so I got the basics. We need to shove in her wings. Whoa, she definitely shrank a bit. Let's get those wings. So her back is... The wing comes out here and here. So straight up. That's the first wing. The other wing. I said straight up, and this thing's like all sorts of crooked, but whatever. And then they fold. I don't know how. I'm going to have to look at a reference or something and see how this folds, but it's going to fold down. That's going to come down there. It's going to come down there. And either they drape down here. I think maybe they drape under her. It's like, how would you sit in a chair if you had big ol' wings? Like, seriously. Sitting has got to be super awkward. And especially considering if they're like bat wings, because it's the Erinyes, they're basically the Furies, the Harpies, from the Greek mythos, and usually don't see them with like dove wings or what do you call angel wings. Usually, well, I mean, you can still see them that way, but I don't know. Usually, I see bat wings with the Erinyes. And then when you think of bat wings, they have like the fingers in the wings, basically. In which case, the thumb would be up here. And then the rest of all of this would be fingers. And then come down to something like, you know, yeah, it would be. I don't know how I got these backwards. They would not be draped this way. No, I said, you know, rough doesn't need to be perfection, but it does need to be at least the right direction. So they would drape more in this way. And still. You'd have the little bulbs, fingers. Something like that, you know. Should the tip of the wings on top have a claw then? Well, yeah, right up there. That, oh, you probably said that before I even put that up there. That's gonna be difficult. Those look like nipples. She's not going to have nipples. You're gonna be covered up either with scales or feathers. I haven't decided yet. Yeah. This is going to take some research. And you don't want to watch me sit here and research. That's the boring part. I'll do that on my own. But since it's 10:30, I know I got a little bit of a late start, but that will be the end of my stream for tonight. Thank you all for everyone who joined us and watched. Let me do some rough. Refining my rough. That's what we started with. Which, you know, proportions are kooky. And here's where we're ending. Big difference. Wait until you see the end of it. I'll try not to fiddle with it until I return for the next stream. So you guys can keep up to date with everything that's going on here. Now, I'm not going to draw everything on stream, but you know, if I started it on stream, I'll end it on stream. That way we can stay consistent. Oh, thanks. I have frames that go on the top of the. I have patterns that go on the top of the frames that are interchangeable. They're super cool. I'll wear some next time. I took them off before I started the stream. But thanks. I like my new glasses. They work out well. Anyway, thanks for joining us here tonight. Everybody who did join. Hope to see y'all later.